News right now. Democratic candidate for Alabama Attorney General Joseph Siegelman was in Huntsville today. In fact, he's joining me now in the studio right now. Mr. Siegelman, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Glad to be with you.
Earlier today, you held a news conference and you raised some questions about your opponent's campaign contributions. Can you explain those concerns?
You know, I want this campaign to be about my vision for the Attorney General's office, about making it for people, not politics, and to make it independent, frankly, of political considerations. You know, I believe to do that job right, to apply the law fairly, equally, and impartially, that it doesn't matter what letter you have beside your name. In fact, it cannot matter, or else you won't do the job correctly. Unfortunately, I don't know that the campaign will be about that vision because my opponent has accepted $750,000 of out-of-state, special interest, dark money that not only calls into question who he's going to be working for, but the contributions also violate Alabama campaign finance law, and generally, it would be the Attorney General to do something about that. And so we're in a little bit of a challenging situation and an unfortunate one.
So may I ask you whether you have accepted any out-of-state contributions?
I have not accepted any contribution that violates campaign finance laws in this state. And it is truly disappointing, and it is a matter that I take no pleasure in talking about because it's just an unfortunate truth that my opponent's done this.
Well, moving on, Doug Jones, of course, the first Democrat to be elected to a statewide office in quite a bit of time. Did his victory give your campaign any momentum?
What the people of Alabama did last December was they put aside party labels and elected the person that they felt was best capable of serving them. And I believe that Alabamians are ready to do that again, and the Attorney General's office is, in my view, it's the one office because the Attorney General doesn't make the law, can't change the law, has limited opportunities to interpret the law, that it should be a non-political, non-partisan office. And that's part of what drove me to run for this office, is I want the decisions that are made out of the Attorney General's office to be made for the merit and merit alone, and because they're in the best interest of the people of the state. And something that sadly Alabamians are missing out on is confidence that every decision that's made is for them, is in their best interest, as opposed to perhaps a personal or political reason.
Now, one of your campaign promises, you actually just alluded to it, was to put Alabama ahead of politics. How do you plan to do that?
I think with independence in the office, you're going to be able to see the issues that really matter and affect the people of Alabama. In Lawrence County, for example, there are people who are afraid to drink their own water because of environmental contamination. I believe there's an opportunity and a need to look into that. We have an opioid epidemic that is getting worse and worse by the day. We learned recently that there's been an increase in overdose deaths over the last year. And the list of issues goes on and on, from repairing our criminal justice system and prison system to protecting women and children from human trafficking. And what we need more than anything is for someone to be about people, not politics, to put independence in that office and restore faith in the decisions that are made. And that's what I intend to do. What
do you want viewers, perhaps the biggest thing you want to get across to viewers, what do you want them to know about you?
Well, I am a civil rights attorney. What I have done for the last 5 years has been to represent individuals, families, working people, and it's that passion and commitment for people, not politics, that I want to bring to the Attorney General's office, and what I think the office needs the most.
Joe Siegelman, we appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you. Glad to be with you.